Experiencing financial hardship is among life's toughest situations. We frequently address this topic on our channel, acknowledging the stark contrast between the challenges faced by the rich and the struggles endured by the poor. Often concealed, these problems only become apparent when we walk in their shoes. In this video, I'll shed light on these overlooked issues, fostering a deeper appreciation for life. If you find yourself in a financially strained position, you'll relate to the points we'll discuss. Be sure to watch our other money management videos to avoid encountering these difficulties in your own life. Gifts may be cherished by many, but for the financially disadvantaged, the sentiment differs. Their aversion to receiving gifts stems from their inability to reciprocate. While the holiday season is typically filled with joy and gift exchanges, it proves to be particularly challenging for the financially strained. Expectations arise, especially if someone has given you a gift. Awkwardly, the only solution becomes asking people not to give you anything. For those facing financial hardship, a generous gesture transforms into a burdensome debt, challenging to repay. Therefore, it is crucial to consider these factors before gifting someone. When your expenses exceed your income, causing you to fall behind on payments and unable to partake in outings with loved ones, your self-worth takes a hit. Society has ingrained in us the belief that money equates to success, leaving us devastated when lacking it. A sense of worthlessness sets in, and there are days when you prefer not to venture outside, fearing that your financial status is glaringly evident to everyone. Yet, it's important to remember that money does not define your identity, although it can be difficult to disassociate the two when you're financially deprived. If you know someone facing financial challenges, it's crucial to convey that you still value them. Consider this scenario: if a wealthy individual's tire bursts while driving, they can easily utilize their spare tire temporarily and promptly purchase a new one from the nearest mechanic. However, when you're financially strapped, a damaged tire on the road can force you to rely on the spare tire for days or even months until you can afford a replacement. In some cases, even replacing something as basic as a tire necessitates taking on an additional job or working longer hours to avoid compromising your income. The limited funds available to those in poverty are typically allocated to essential expenses such as groceries, making addressing such problems more of a luxury than a priority. The advice given to individuals facing financial hardship often revolves around changing their habits and embracing new lifestyles as a means to improve their situation. However, it's essential to recognize the immense difficulty of establishing new habits when you're living in poverty. While it's easy for others to propose ideas and solutions for those struggling financially, the majority of these suggestions are theoretical and rarely practical in reality. A person who is poor may be well aware of the need to spend smart and save for investments in the future. Yet, the challenge lies in the fact that their income barely covers their expenses, making it seemingly impossible to follow such advice. It's important to understand that sometimes their circumstances are beyond their control. While wealthy individuals often borrow money for their investments and ventures, those living in poverty experience feelings of humiliation when seeking assistance. Despite the support of family and friends, it is painful to admit one's need for help. When someone you are connected to is in need, extend your assistance without waiting for them to ask. And if they choose to decline, do not feel disappointed or harbor bitterness. Their refusal is not indicative of ingratitude, rather, they simply wish to avoid becoming a burden. Poor individuals often find themselves declining invitations, even when friends offer to cover expenses for outings. The prevailing mindset among those in poverty is that they are not meant to have fun or spend money on leisure activities. They believe that all their financial resources should be directed towards resolving their pressing issues. They would rather their friend give them the money instead of spending it on drinks at a bar. When you're living in poverty, it becomes nearly impossible to justify engaging in enjoyable activities. However, it's crucial to embrace any opportunity to experience joy and cherish moments in life. Financial hardship significantly impacts how money is allocated. While financially stable individuals can conveniently fill up their gas tanks whenever they visit a station, those living in poverty cannot afford such a luxury. Spending a substantial amount, like $40, on a single occasion alongside purchasing groceries is simply not feasible. Money consumes our thoughts, regardless of our financial status. However, for those in poverty, it becomes an all-encompassing obsession. It dominates their minds constantly. Every payment date and bill due date is meticulously known, and any income delays can throw them off track. What they may not realize is that spending less time wallowing in their problems allows for more opportunities to explore new ways of generating income. By shifting focus, they can develop fresh approaches to financial stability and alleviate the constant burden of money on their minds. When poor people find the milk or ketchup bottle empty, they ingeniously add water to salvage the remaining drops at the bottom. This resourcefulness is a common practice among those facing financial challenges. For those facing financial constraints, using the air conditioner or heater is a luxury rather than a necessity. When poor individuals feel hot, their options are limited to wearing lighter clothing and consuming cold beverages to stay cool. Similarly, during cold weather, their sole solutions are sweaters and blankets. They experience guilt whenever they need to switch on these appliances and do so only when absolutely necessary. When dining out with friends, individuals facing financial hardship carefully select cheaper options and order only what is necessary. Their intention is to minimize their share of the bill. Therefore, it becomes disheartening for them when the bill is split equally, as they end up shouldering additional costs from their friends' orders. When faced with financial hardship, the default response to any problem becomes, "I'm broke, what can I do?" Since many issues in the world require financial resources to resolve, individuals in poverty often believe that they are powerless and the only solution is to ignore the problems altogether. The lack of funds prevents them from finding solutions and fixing even the simplest of problems. While giving up is not ideal, the constant inability to address even basic issues can lead to a sense of defeat. Unlike employees in salaried positions, individuals in hourly jobs often cannot afford to take sick days off. Missing a day of work means missing out on pay. Even when they are sick, they will still go to work, prioritizing a few dollars over their health. Taking a sick day off without pay is not a viable option for them, forcing them to ignore their illness and continue working. Visiting the doctor becomes a daunting prospect when you're financially strained, especially without insurance, particularly in the United States where healthcare costs are high. Broke individuals tend to avoid doctor's appointments unless it's an emergency, often resulting in delayed medical attention. They opt to stay at home and rely on cheap over-the-counter medication, hoping for improvement. Moreover, they may ration their medicine, stretching it out to make it last longer. This practice is especially prevalent among diabetes patients who need regular insulin doses. Unfortunately, they may not adhere to the recommended dosage due to uncertainty about obtaining more medication, leading to potentially fatal consequences. Receiving a wedding invitation is not met with excitement by financially struggling individuals. The prospect of purchasing new clothes for the occasion and buying gifts can induce stress, especially when they lack the necessary funds. This burden is amplified if they are part of the bridal party, as expenses for dresses, hair, and makeup can be exorbitant. In many cases, they resort to taking on debt to ensure they don't miss their loved one's special day. If you're planning a wedding and have ample resources, it's worth considering covering some of the costs for your bridal party to alleviate their financial strain. Thank you for watching our video. If you found it relatable, remember that you have the power to change your situation with the right actions. We have a variety of videos offering advice on improving your financial circumstances, so be sure to check them out. That's all for today. Have a great day, and I'll see you in the next video.